one of the other things that's changed in the company is that neither the CEO nor the chair is a member of the Haas family, I think for the first time in the company's history. How do you maintain a commitment to values and make sure that that's just an absolutely essential part of the culture, given that kind of shift, which is quite significant?
Yes, you've got to question the courage of the Haas family, don't you? But I think they've done a terrific job, and the company does, of instilling values. We have what's called the Ellis & Co way. It's our blueprint on how we operate the company. We define it, it tells people what to do, and there's no one around to tell you what to do. It's built on our values, the core values which have been generated over time. It's very simple: integrity, empathy, courage, originality. And we use that as a filter. The other thing that we do, and I think this is quite unique to us, we have what's called value propositions. One of the challenges you have when you're in 110 countries around the world is how do you be consistent in how you operate around the world, recognising today communication moves really fast. Be it good or be it bad, it moves really fast. We have 3 brands: the Levi's brand, the Dockers brand, and the Signature brand. And we have very specific brand value propositions. We also have 2 other propositions. We have what's called an employee value proposition. So we document what we expect from employees and what they expect from us. It's formalised. And the last one we have, and this is fairly new for us, is a citizen value proposition. So here it is, it's formalised. So we know what's expected from us and what's expected from every employee. So every decision that's made in our company, we use the filters of these 5 value propositions. Is it right for the brand? Is it right for what our employees expect and what we expect from the employees? And does it align with our citizen value proposition? That's how you build the discipline into the company. That's why it's not reliant on me. Yes, the buck stops with me. And when we interview people to come into the company, I'm often challenged, John, why do you spend so much time wanting to know what I'm about as a person? Well, I figure if you get to talk to me, it's not a technical issue. It's more about, are you aligned with the values? Can you be successful with this company? Because we won't change what we stand for. And you can either be very successful with that, or this is not the place to work. And the interesting thing, these value propositions are owned by our brand leaders, but our citizen value proposition is owned by our Chief Marketing Officer. So as we review all our brand strategies, marketing plans, business plans every year, and we're just doing that for our annual plan, and we've come off our 3-year plan, this is front and centre. So that's how we drive it through our organisation. So while the family may have handed on the company to an Australian, jury's out on that, luckily the chairman's an American, there really are lots of good checks and balances to help us make sure the legacy stays strong.
Times are not so good right now in the economy in general. You're in a business where there's been a lot of deflationary price pressure for a while. Commodity prices are up, even if they're not as high as they have been. How do you continue to make the case for this? And are you pulling back at all? How do you deal with this kind of investment when it may not always deliver value to the bottom line or do so immediately?
You know, we're almost facing the perfect storm today from an international company. We've had commodity prices go up, and until 2 weeks ago, we had a very weak US dollar. Now we've got a strong US dollar, and we've got commodity prices going up. So it's really forcing us to look at the business in a slightly different way. One of the decisions we made about 12 months ago is we decided to link sustainability and productivity together in one initiative. And we appointed a leader in each of our tribes. We're set up the Americas, Europe, Asia Pacific. And in each of those areas, we have one leader who is fully responsible for sustainability, environmental issues, and productivity. Because I believe it can save you money and it's the right thing to do. And it's been really interesting challenging these people. How can we deliver on doing the right thing environmentally? How can we enhance sustainability? And how can we save money? And if you look at that in its entirety, you can start to deal with rising commodity prices. For instance, we look at recycling products. We work with Goodwill, which is a retail group in San Francisco, and said, bring your jeans back in. We'll buy your jeans, we'll give you a discount on a new pair of jeans, and we'll recycle the jeans. Smart. I get people to have to upgrade their wardrobe, so I make some money doing that. I get some free jeans coming back in, and I can recycle those back into new jeans again. One of the other areas we've been looking at, for instance, is coat hangers. You'd think that's pretty simple. They're made of plastic. Plastic uses oil. So we're looking, how can we redesign coat hangers? Mightn't seem like a big deal, but if I can take 5 cents out of that across hundreds of millions of garments, that's a big deal, and it's the right thing to do. I was in one of our distribution centres down in Las Vegas, Henderson, the other day, and they've taken this to such an important level that I walked inside, it was dark, all the lights were off. I've gone, oh, whoa, you know, there's a balance here. I get it, we're doing the right thing, but I'm probably going to have to pay some huge costs of people walking into walls. So we were finding the right balance, but their message to me was, John, we have all these products in storage, why do you need lights? We know they're there. We'll turn the lights on when we go and look for them. Common sense. Another little thing we did in the Plaza, our head office back in San Francisco, you know, this big thing that happened in the last 2 years, everybody had to walk around carrying a bottle of water. I'm not sure why. I think you were either trying to show you were healthy or it was a psychological support system. We decided, and not me, it was an employee suggestion, said, why don't we stop using plastic bottles? So we stopped using plastic bottles. And we drank water that came out of the tap. No one's died. We put jugs of water in the meetings, and we took 2,500 plastic bottles out of our office per month. Okay? And that's a smart thing to do, and no one suffered. Coca-Cola may have suffered, but you know, I don't think they'd have any issues with that either, because they'll figure out how to reinvent themselves through there. So I think there's lots of initiatives you can do in that area. So while commodity prices are going up, I think it's forcing people to really examine them. What do you really need? I think it's inevitable that commodity prices over time probably will increase. Population's going up. There's emerging middle classes, and they have every right to enjoy the standard of living we do. But I think there's smarter ways you can operate. And if you turn it to a win-win, how can you focus on sustainability? How can you use less commodities and at the same time save money? That works pretty well. One of the challenges I said to the organisation, because no one likes to cut costs, it's tough. But I said, I tell you what, for every dollar we save, I'll put 50 cents back into more advertising. That'll make us a stronger company. If we're a stronger company, we can commit more back to the communities in which we operate. There's a win-win. So that's some of the philosophical approach. We're trying to turn this around into a positive approach.